Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee meeting, and we need a roll call.
Mr. Appel.
Here.
Dr. Armstrong. Here. Mr. Birkin. Here. Mr. Castile, not present. Ms. Champagne.
Here.
Dr. Clark, not present. Mr. Harris. Here. Mr. Hollis, not present. Ms. Holloway. Ms. Mallory. Here. Mr. Morris. Here. Ms. Lopes-Morgan. Here. We have a quorum.
I understand Dr. Clark is stuck in that traffic on the interstate coming from New Orleans, so she will be here eventually. Thank you. Okay, let's go with the
Your first item is 2.1, consideration of the recognition of community partners. The recommendation is to recognize.
We need a motion.
Holloway.
So let's see. We have Ms. Holloway and Mr. Birkin seconds. And do we have any questions?
Ms. Miller.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have your introductions. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take a cue from Conrad.
Good morning. This morning I'm pleased to recognize Dr. Philip Roseman. Dr. Roseman, can you please come forward? Before I'd like to introduce Dr. Roseman, I'd like to start with a few of his own words. Dr. Roseman has said, "Life is not really worth living. It's meaningless if you're just living it for yourself." Those are words that Dr. Roseman embodies day to day with his actions. Dr. Philip Roseman is a founding physician of Willis-Knighton Cardiology and has more than 4 decades of clinical experience as an interventional cardiologist. He has a long history of leadership in roles in healthcare, education, and business in the community, as well as in the state of Louisiana. He has been honored with the John Machado Lifetime Healthcare Achievement Award of the Bossier Chamber, the Spirit of Martin Luther King Award by the City of Shreveport, and the Lifetime Distinguished Service Awards of Northwest Louisiana Medical Society and the Council of a Better Louisiana. He was recognized as one of the 10 most influential leaders of North Louisiana in the new millennium by the Shreveport Times. He has served as the Chief of Staff, Chief of Medicine, Chief of Cardiology, and a member of the Board of Trustees at Willis-Knighton Health Systems, the largest health system in North Louisiana. He is the past chairman of the Northwest Louisiana Medical Society. For his service in healthcare and education, he has received the annual Community Service Awards from the Louisiana Department of Education, the Louisiana Association of Educators, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Northwest Louisiana, United Way, American Red Cross, American Cancer Society, American Lung Society, and the Louisiana State Medical Society. He has been recognized as the LSUS Shreveport Pilot of the Year and Distinguished Alumni of the Year. Dr. Roseman is the only physician elected chairman of the board of the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce in its 100-year history. He has been named Business Leader of the Year by both the Greater Shreveport and Minden Chambers of Commerce and inducted into the Junior Achievement Business Hall of Fame. Dr. Roseman is co-founder and past chairman of the Alliance for Education, Education's Next Horizon, Magnolia School of Excellence, and Blueprint Louisiana. For his service in healthcare and education, he has received many awards. He is currently the co-chairman of Better Louisiana and the Louisiana Statewide Committee of 100. He is also a board member of Louisiana Policy Institute for Children, LABI, and PAR. He currently leads a community effort to start the Louisiana Key Academy for dyslexic children in Shreveport. He strives to live a life based on community service. He is happily married to Alma Roseman for more than 48 years. They have 3 children, Laura, Sarah, and Mark, and 4 grandchildren, Sadie, Brooks, Luke, and Collins. I asked several community members to share their experiences with Dr. Roseman, and they all wanted to come today and asked me to share a few words. Tim Magner, President of the Shreveport Chamber of Commerce, remarked that Dr. Roseman has made a generational impact on education at all levels, not just in Northwest Louisiana, but across the state. He has been a leader and driving force for a wide range of education reforms organizations, including the K-12 focused Caddo Education Foundation and Alliance for Education, the Post-Secondary Shreveport Business Alliance for Higher Education, and Early Childhood Louisiana Policy Institute for Children. He has brought his passion for education reform to business and civic organizations, including the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce, Local and State Committee of 100, Council of Better Louisiana, and the list goes on and on. His visionary leadership and tireless focus on expanding educational opportunity and improving student achievement have made lasting contributions to the children of Louisiana. We are grateful for his decades of service and his example of selfless civic leadership. When I asked Dr. Roseman to come today and be recognized, he asked if he could honor others. That's the kind of person he is. That embodies his character, his selfless commitment. This level of community service is something you don't typically find in physicians. It takes them away from their clinics and their ability to earn. It's truly selfish. I think it sums his character up nicely. He's a quiet, thoughtful leader we're fortunate to have in our state. I hope that hearing Dr. Roseman's body of work over his lifetime gives each of us a moment to pause and consider our contributions to the state and how we can help better shape the world around us. Dr. Roseman, our mayor, was not able to come today because it's Council Day, but he asked that I present you with this proclamation. Whereas Dr. Philip Roseman, the founding physician of Willis Knight in Cardiology, who brings nearly 4 decades of experience to his patients, has dedicated his life not only to the field of medicine, but also to the advancement of his community through education, leadership, and service, and through his unwavering commitment to change has left a profound and lasting impact as he passionately works to implement solutions that uplift individuals, families, and future generations. And whereas he has been happily married to Alma Roseman for more than 40 years and has 3 adult children and several grandchildren, and whereas through his selfless service he has demonstrated that true leadership is rooted in action, compassion, and a steadfast dedication to improving the lives of others. Now, therefore, I, Tom Arsenault, Mayor of the City of Shreveport, do hereby proclaim April 8th, 2025 as Dr. Philip Roseman Day.
If I could for a second, those of you who know me know I've been involved in education reform in and out of government for the past 20 years. It seems like every time I turned around, Dr. Roseman was there. And that's something special in our state. For some reason, so many of our even more successful folks don't have the time or desire to participate or actively help us in reform efforts, and Dr. Roseman always did. So personally, I want to thank him for what he's done and just say congratulations, and think it's great that you're here, and it was great to know you for the last 20 years or so. But please, if you have something to say.
Thank you very much. Very kind words and very appreciative of the recognition. God's given me a lot of opportunities through my life. Hello? You got it. Okay. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate the recognition. But the recognition to me really doesn't belong to me. I don't think I do that much. It really belongs to you. Y'all do volunteer hours beyond what I can say in your work all these years in the legislature, and then all of the Betsy Board, education leadership, and especially teachers in the classroom across our state. My observation is Louisiana has been built on the foundation of school reform that was laid over 30 years ago. And we continue, what's been fantastic about it is we've continued the consistency of it from that time. Each Betsy Board has added to it and made it greater. And now we're having some of the results, and we're seeing some of the results in the NAEP test and all of the things that we're seeing as a state. I want you to know that I've interviewed a couple of 100 education leaders and teachers on a podcast that I do in Shreveport. And I want you to know for your work that they're creating a common purpose today. They're using accountability and testing to meet the needs of individual students. I'll say this in closing, that I'm constantly reminded that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Oftentimes, our state gets caught up in some insanities, but that's not the case in education in Louisiana today. I'm proud. I'm proud of our state and what it's building in education. And I think the fruits of the labor and consistency is the reason for that. The NAEP scores that we've seen here prove that common purpose, and they're a source of pride for our state, and I'm thankful to you for it. My mother had us all watch Wizard of Oz whenever it came on. In the old days, it used to come on in Thanksgiving every year, but we would watch the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz teaches us that we can't look for someone behind the curtain to solve our problems. We must do that for ourselves, and we have the capacity to do that. I'm thankful for what y'all are doing and what the people in this room are doing for our kids in our state, and I look forward to even greater improvements over time. Thank you very much.
Dr. Roseman, don't run off yet. Mr. Chair, if I may have a, yeah. I just wanted to, while he's, Beta kids, look at this guy. So this is, we're going to recognize these Beta students in a moment, and that's worthy of recognition today, and I hope that Beta students, you get something from that, you deserve it. But I think possibly the most important thing that you're going to see today is this man right in front of you here today. I have known Dr. Roseman and worked with Dr. Roseman for 2 decades. And I think what you see before him today is what is possible for all of you. A man that has pursued educational excellence, a man that has pursued professional excellence, and a man that has pursued excellence in community service. And I know of no one more worthy of receiving recognition than Dr. Roseman. And I hope for all of you, as you think about what it is that you want to be when you grow up, be a Dr. Roseman. And you'll be in really good shape, and your communities will be much stronger for it. So Dr. Roseman, thank you for all you do, all your support, and let's just keep going. Thank you.
On to the next.
Okay, next item.
Your next item is 2.2, consideration of the recognition of Ms. Chantel Hadaway. The recommendation is to recognize.
Mr. Birkin moves, and we have a
Mr.
second.
Harris.
Good morning. Ms. Hadaway, would you like to join me? I'm excited here today, being an old farm boy myself, to recognize Ms. Chantel Hadaway as a 3rd grade math and ag in the classroom teacher at Lafargue Elementary in Effie, Louisiana. Never knew we had an Effie, Louisiana. It's kind of like Lake Arthur. She has been teaching for 29 years and has taught mostly third grade during her career. She first started integrating ag in the classroom into her curriculum in 2019 and has continued at full speed ahead ever since. Her mission is to sow seeds of curiosity and understanding of our food, fiber, and fuel systems through math and science. She believes children need to know where their food comes from. It certainly does not come from the grocery store. So I'm glad to hear that she's doing that. And how it goes from the farm to the table. And being as she was a child raised on a farm, it shaped who she is. Her most recent awards include the 2025 National Ag in the Classroom Teacher of the Year, 2024 Louisiana Ag in the Classroom Teacher of the Year, 2024 District Teacher of the Year in Avoyelles Parish, and 2023 Perfect Attendance of Lafargue Elementary Teacher of the Year. Other awards include 2023 and 24 Perfect Attendance Award at Lafargue Elementary, Teacher of the Month at Lafargue Elementary several years in a row, 2021 Teacher of the Year at Rugg Elementary, 2004 Teacher of the Year Essay Contest at Rugg Elementary, and 2004 Outstanding Fundraising Chairman of the Year at Rugg Elementary. She is a graduate of Northwestern State University with a BS in psychology and a BA in elementary education. Her hobbies include gardening, raising chickens, reading, traveling, and inspiring others to teach the importance of agriculture. So as an old farm boy, this is really near and dear to my heart. Whenever I saw her awards focused in Farm Bureau News, I said, oh, we have to bring her here so we could as well award her with this. And I'd like to give you this plaque and thank you for everything you do for agriculture.
Ready?
Next item.
Next item, please.
Your next item is 2.3, consideration of the recognition of Beta Club honorees. The recommendation is to recognize.
Dr. Brumley?
Let's get a motion first.
Oh, you want a motion? Mr. Harris moves, Mr. Burkham seconds. Beckham.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Appel. So we're honored today to have before us a group of exemplary students from across the state of Louisiana and across the country, in fact, that we want to recognize here today, not for simply the work and the service that they have already put forth, but more importantly for the work and the service that they will put forth over their entire educational experience and throughout their lives. And these are Beta members. I, too, am a Beta member, having been in both junior and senior Beta back in the day. And so I know some of the opportunities that you are involved with each and every day on your school campuses. And to make the presentation today will be Dr. Keith Leger, who, of course, is a member of our LDOE team as a non-public schools liaison, but also serves as the state council chair for all of Beta in Louisiana, and as I sometimes refer to him, Mr. Beta for the state of Louisiana. So Dr. Leger, make your presentation, please.
Thank you, Dr. Brumley. The National Beta Club was founded in 1934 by Dr. John Harris, a professor at Wofford College in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Today, there are over 450,000 active members and more than 9,600 clubs nationally and internationally. It has become the nation's largest independent, nonprofit, education-based youth organization. The mission statement of the Beta Club is to promote the ideals of academic achievement, character, service, and leadership among elementary and secondary school students. In Louisiana, there are over 1,200 Beta Clubs and almost 52,000 Beta Club members. This year, over 22,000 students, sponsors, and parents attended the Louisiana Beta Club state conventions held in the Lafayette Cajun Dome. At those conventions, students participated in almost 200 unique competitions, including academic tests. Yes, students voluntarily took tests. Performance arts, officer campaigns, quiz bowl, speech, creative writing, engineering, living literature, robotics, show choir, and numerous creative and visual arts categories. Students who finished in the top 5 in all categories qualify to compete at the national convention, which will be held this year in Orlando. The current Louisiana Beta Club officers, leadership representatives, and state sponsors are as follows. Now, last year, we had to cancel Beta Club Day at the Capitol. There was a pretty bad storm that blew through. We canceled. And so this year, we're not only bringing the newly elected officers, but also the outgoing officers who would have been here last year. And they are as follows. Kaylin Thompson, Elementary Vice President, outgoing from Cars Academy. Graham Parton, Elementary President, outgoing Our Lady of Prompt Succor. Ethan Doty, Elementary Vice President-elect, South Live Oak Elementary. Marshall Bilbo, Elementary President-elect, Homa Christian School. Evan Brown, Junior State Secretary, outgoing, S.J. Welsh Middle School. Go Colts. Scarlett Gwynn, Junior State Vice President, SLU Lab School. Delaney Walker, Junior State President, outgoing, Homa Christian. Casey Dennis, Junior State Secretary-elect, SLU Lab School. Gunnar Guy, Junior State VP-elect, Moss Bluff Middle. Riker Dugas, Junior State President-elect, S.J. Welsh Middle. Go Colts. Abby Schmidt, Senior National Leadership Ambassador from Homa Homeschoolers. Elise Babin, Senior National Leadership Ambassador, Homa Christian School. Coy Frederick, Senior State Secretary outgoing from ERATH. Everett ATA, Senior State Secretary-elect from ERATH High School. And Mia Page, Senior VP-elect, Acadiana Renaissance Charter. Like any good high school or college or sometime professional sports, the coach means a lot. And in Beta Club, that's no different. And we have state sponsors and state sponsor-elects here, and they are the driving force behind the curtain here, and we're so fortunate to have them do the work that they do voluntarily. Aaron March, elementary state sponsor outgoing from D.C. Reeves Elementary. Christy Abear, junior state sponsor, Homa Christian School. And D.K. Darnell, senior state sponsor, outgoing from Union Parish High. And then also joining me today, we have other members of the State Council, Mr. Ken Worsham, who's in the crowd, Dr. Sabre Kingham, and Miss Ashley Townsend. We almost have a quorum there. Thank you, Dr. Brumley. That's my presentation.
I'll get on the end.
Get there.
Lance makes me look good.
Chairman Conrad,
Please, Ms. Holloway.
I'd like to say something. Mr. Leger.
Yes.
Here, Mr. Leger, I'm sorry, Sandy, right up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, if I can have this a moment to say thank you for being here. I am so proud of the Homa area and for as many students you have. But I do want to recognize Christy. Raise your hand, Christy. Christy is a former student. Christy is a former student of mine, and I have to say, I also taught her husband, who was one of my favorites, but today, Christy, you're one of my favorites. So you let him know that. Thank you.
So when you taught
Thank
him,
you, Mr. Leger.
you were like 12 years old when you were teaching him?
Yes,
Thought so.
Mr. Chair.
thank you.
Mr. Chair.
I love
Yes, sir.
seeing it.
Yeah,
Mr. Moore.
Dr. Leger, if you could, I had a comment as well. I wanted to speak to our students. You guys had a couple of really outstanding examples today. Heart surgeon, state superintendent of education, some extremely talented people serving the governors, working in the State Department of Education. I just wanted to put a plug in for engineers too. So hope you guys will consider that career pathway as well. And good luck.
I do second that. Thank you all for coming. We sure appreciate it. We'll just take a few seconds while everybody clears.
Mr. Leger, where did he go? Thank you, because I know that you've been coordinating and sharing all of this for years, so we certainly appreciate your efforts.
Okay, let's get back to the agenda. Next item, please.
Your consent agenda is ready for approval, adding items 5.1 through 5.3.
So we have a motion by Mr. Harris, second by, who wants a second? Paul? Oh, I'm sorry. Judy. Okay. Do we have any discussions? No hearing, no discussions, the item stands adopted. Next item.
Your next item is on page 26, item 4.1, consideration of renewal of state certified world language immersion schools. The recommendation is to approve as outlined.
Okay, Ms. Holloway moves, and Mr. Harris seconds. We got hands waving all over the place. So, you want to handle this, Doctor?
Any objection?
No comments? Okay, there's nobody from the audience wants to make any comments?
No problem.
All right, do we have any objections to the motion? Then the motion stands adopted. Next item.
Your next item is on page 28, item 4.2, consideration of the alternative education programs and alternative education schools for the 25-26 school year. The recommendation is to approve as outlined.
Dr. Armstrong moves, Mr. Harris seconds. Do we have any input, any comments? Anybody in the audience wish to speak to the item? If not, do we have any objections to the motion? Hearing no objections, the motion passes.
Your next item is on page 38, item 4.3, consideration of updates regarding course choice providers for the Fast Forward Summers program. The recommendation is to approve as outlined and receive the report.
Ms. Champagne moves for the item, and Mr. Harris seconds. Do we have any?
The only comment I have, Mr. Appel, is that you will see here the approval of a continuation of and additions to opportunities for students to have good work-based learning opportunities and earn credentials in areas where they can get high-wage jobs beyond graduation. And it's just part of a continuing effort to elevate career and technical education in particular. So we just recommend their approval.
Anybody in the audience wish to speak to the item? If not, any objection to the motion stands adopted. Next item.
Your next item is on page 48, item 6.1, consideration of revisions to Bulletin 118, statewide assessment standards and practices regarding cell phones during testing. The recommendation is to approve as a notice of intent.
Ms. Champagne moves. I got it right that time. Mr. Harris seconds.
Just for information, Senator Appel, this item basically will put Louisiana's testing practices in regards to cell phones in alignment with national best practices, and just says that tests will be voided if a student has, a cell phone with them. And I think Mr. Lambert, Superintendent's advisory endorsed this particular item.
Any comments? Anybody in the audience wish to speak to the item? If not, do we have any objection to the motion? Mr. Birkin?
So that was not part of the legislature's law that was passed last year?
Well, cell phones are prohibited from being on and out during the instructional day as set forth instructional day by the school system. This just moves that during a standardized test, should the student be in possession of that phone during the test, because it could result in a security breach, that student's test become void.
Any other comments? Hearing none, any objection? I'm sorry? You want to say something? Any objection to the motion? And no objection, the motion stands adopted. Next item.
Your next item is on page 50, item 6.2, consideration of revisions to Bulletin 741, Louisiana Handbook for School Administrators regarding the Freedom Seal Diploma endorsement. The recommendation is to approve as notice of intent. And then you also have backup documentation that's been distributed.
Okay, Mr. Hollis moves, Dr. Armstrong seconds. Do we have any discussion?
Yes, I do have some discussion, briefly. So I'm really excited about this item. I don't know of a state in the country that has done more work over the last few years in regards to history and civics education to try to produce better academic outcomes, but also students who are prepared to be informed citizens, understanding history, understanding the civic process within their country. So I'm really excited about this. I penned an article several months back talking about my belief that if a country doesn't understand history, if a country doesn't understand the civics that governs it, then it's a national security risk. And I believe that to be true for a number of reasons. And if we look across the country, only about 22% of students are graduating from schools in our country proficient in civics. About 22%. So less than a fourth are proficient in civics whenever they're graduating high school. And so the way in which we can elevate and improve that is making sure that we have rigorous standards to teach civics in our classrooms, making sure that students have examples of what a good citizen looks like, but also elevating it through an opportunity like our diploma. And so what we're proposing to you today is a new diploma endorsement. So it would be a seal, a foil seal that would go on a student's diploma. And the student would also be eligible to receive a red, white, and blue honor cord at graduation with their regalia if they are scoring at that mastery level or above on their civics LEAP assessment. We also understand various legislative instruments are moving that could adjust this in some way. We will figure this out beyond today if we have to, but I think for this present moment, it's really important for us to elevate civics education in Louisiana, and we can do that by allowing this nice seal to go on a student's diploma and honor them with a red, white, and blue honor cord should they master the content of civics in high school. And so that's my presentation. I recommend approval of this item, but I also understand that we have some individuals here today that have supported us in this work and that we're also thinking about this very item as students while we were thinking of this item as an administration. And so, Mr. Appel, I don't know if we have public comment cards for this item that are officially with you, but I would like to recognize members of the student population throughout the state that if any of them would like to come forward and give remarks, that they be allowed to do so.
Please come forward, and you can fill out a card once you're finished. By the way, while they're coming forward, just a question. This is an endorsement. It's not in any way, shape, form, a mandate or change, just for clarification of the public.
It's not a new diploma.
Right.
It's not a mandate. It is simply students that when they take their LEAP assessment, if they master that civics content on that test, they would earn this seal that would go on their diploma, and they would be eligible for the red, white, and blue honor cord.
Thank you. I just want to make sure the public understands this. Who wants to go first?
Dr. Clark has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
So it's the same as the community service endorsement seal? Okay, that's nice.
With the different, so the seal would be similar. We had a picture of the seal on the board, on the screen earlier. So the seal would look as the one that you saw on your computer, and then also that they would be eligible for the red, white, and blue honor cord. But it's the same process with the community service.
And that would go into the STS system, that seal?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, you want to start?
Yes, sir.
Please speak to the mic.
Pull the mic
Keep
close.
the mic close.
Good morning. My name is Phoebe Fannin. I'm a member of the Louisiana Legislative Youth Advisory Council. I'm a junior at Zachary High School. We're here to testify, along with my fellow members, about the Freedom Seal Initiative. I've been passionate about history, civics, and social studies almost my whole life, and I truly believe in the importance of civic education. Civic education has been an issue that LIAC has been working on for the past 2 years that I've been on this council. This year, the LIAC Education Committee had an idea to have a similar civic education seal. And we are very, very happy that we're not the only ones with this idea and that there's adult support behind this. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my fellow members.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Brinkley Bennett. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a high school junior here in Baton Rouge. As many of you know, a healthy democracy depends on the active participation of its citizens, but that participation doesn't just happen on its own. It's something that we have to learn. And by recognizing student proficiency in civic education, the Freedom Seal is going to encourage students like me to take initiative when it comes to learning about our rights and responsibilities in the democratic process. You know, in school, we spend years learning math, science, and reading, skills that are essential, of course, but understanding how our government works and how we can contribute to it are just as important. The Freedom Seal emphasizes something that many of us already know: civic knowledge matters. By taking this step, this will encourage an entire generation of students to participate in our great democracy. Recognizing civic achievement on our diplomas shows that this work is valued, and it gives students like me a reason to be proud of not just what we know, but how we'll use it to make a difference.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Spencer Croft. I'm a 16-year-old member of LAC as well. I'm from Lafayette High, and I'm here today to also voice my strong support of it. Civics isn't just a subject in school. It's the foundation of how we live, work, and lead in our schools, our communities, in our country, and in our state as well. I was lucky to have a great government teacher, Ms. McCrory, who helped bring those ideas to life. She got many students, including me and Walker, interested in politics and public service by showing us how government impacts our everyday lives. This seal would recognize and encourage students who take that step on their own, who serve their communities and learn how government works and use their voice to make a difference. By adopting this seal, we're sending a message that civic participation matters, that what students do outside the classroom is just as important as what they learn inside of it. And thank you for supporting the next generation of informed, active citizens.
Hello, my name is Walker Prejean. I am a senior at Lafayette High School in LPSS Parish. So as we know, Louisiana just went through an amendment election just recently, and I think, especially among young voters, there was a lot of uncertainty with this election. With that, it wasn't that surprising when I went around to a bunch of my classmates and seeing that I couldn't find a single one who actually voted in that election. I go to school with around 90 to 100 possible voters, 90 to 100 of whom were actually 18 and could have voted in this election. But I believe that there was a lack of emphasis put on civics in our state, especially. So I really appreciate Bessie's efforts to put a little bit of a spotlight on that, especially now. I think the battle of political apathy is such a long and strenuous process. However, I am very, very sincerely appreciative of the fact that Bessie is willing to help us in fighting this. So thank you for hearing our concerns and putting a spotlight on this issue that we feel is so important for our youth.
Thank you. Just let me share something with you. There's a famous expression, which I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember the exact words. It's something to the effect that those who fail to understand history are doomed to repeat it. And that's not a positive thing. That's a negative thing. It means there's been a lot of evils even in my lifetime. And so many people of your generation and even of mine have no concept of what happened in the world. So therefore, they can't understand the significance of what's happening today. So I congratulate you all for what you're doing, and thank you very much. And I think this is going to be a great effort for the state. So does anybody else have any comments? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, everyone. Well, first, I just want to give a big shout out to my fellow LIAC members. I'm also a member of the Legislative Youth Advisory Council, and really our goal is civic education and to increase civic engagement. And when we heard the news that Dr. Brumley was proposing this, we were all so excited because we had the same idea. I think this is a really important initiative. I mean, our generation are going to be the next future leaders, the next legislators, and it's so important that the youth understand the legislative process. I'm in full support of this diploma endorsement. I think it's a great incentive because, after all, who doesn't like an extra cord at graduation? And I'm just really happy that Bessie is taking the initiative to improve civic education around. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Birkin? Oh, you were citing her. Anybody else? A wise politician. Anyway, thank you all for coming very much. And we have, let's see, Tommy Byler from Vermilion Parish School Board wishes to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Pelt. Real quick, I rise in support of this. I think this is a great thing. Just a point of clarification, when you say 25-26, is that, who is that? Like the kids who just took the civics tests yesterday, today? Because they don't graduate for 2 years, and so I don't want to go tell kids who made mastery that they don't get it, but the kids in 25-26. So if we could just clarify that in the motion, like anyone who, because I mean, you say 25-26, is that the kids who take civics in 25-26?
It's the, and Mr. Lambert, come clean this up if I mess this up. But it is, this is the new civics assessment. So previously we had tested in U.S. history, so this is the new civics assessment. So this would be, we want to give this to anyone that we can. So as soon as we have students that are available and have earned a mastery on civics, they would be eligible for this endorsement.
Well, because I'm going back to my district where they're taking civics in 2 days, and the incentive just got a little greater to score mastery.
Right.
I mean, so when you say 25-26, that's just a graduated after, or? Because it does make a difference in the school system.
So the 25-26 refers to the fact that by the time the students graduate this year, we won't know whether they have scored mastery yet because those results won't be finalized until August. So if the kid takes the assessment and then they graduate next year, they will
They're
receive
good.
the endorsement, yes.
That's what I need to know. Appreciate that.
Is that it? You want to have it?
Mr. Chairman, is that
And that
part
was
of
Mr.
this
Byler
current motion?
supporting this item.
Mr. Birkin?
Is that part of this current motion?
Do we need to
what
clarify
Thomas
the
just said?
motion?
I think we're okay.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? If not, any objection to the motion? Hearing none, the motion stands adopted. I think last item.
Your next item is on page 52, item 6.3, consideration of revisions to Bulletin 1508, Pupil Appraisal Handbook regarding screening and evaluation of students for special education and related services. The recommendation is to approve as a notice of intent.
Ms. Champagne moves, and Dr. Armstrong seconds.
Yes, sir. So just for the purposes of transparency on this particular item, we want to share a few things that this particular item will accomplish. One, it deals with allowing licensed specialists in school psychology and licensed psychologists with a school specialty to serve on pupil appraisal teams. It updates autism criteria, aligning to current language in diagnostic and statistical manuals. It updates to add evaluation considerations in alignment with Bulletin 1903 regarding dyslexia and much of the dyslexia work that we have done. It updates school health and school nurse services, allowing prescriptions from a licensed physician from any state, which reflects previous actions of this board. And it provides for technical edits in special education policy. Would let you know that both SAC and SEEP, the Special Education Advisory Panel, have endorsed these revisions.
Okay. Any comments from the audience? Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, any objections to the adoption of the motion? The motion stands adopted.
That concludes your agenda.
And I just want to cite that the clock is now correct, and this was a very short meeting. For the record.